Late Night Grin. Also, what does that name mean?
Yes, indeed, folks. The Late Night Grin back with an emergency live stream because Jeff Hardy just showed up on TNA. Know how long we're going to go tonight, maybe 15 minutes or so. Just cover the, all the details and the excitement and the anticipation for the big run ahead of us. But no, I kid, of course. It's the Late Night Grin. 113, Bobby, huh?
It's crazy.
Jack, founding father, Jack. We're at 113 episodes of this son of a bitch.
That's crazy.
It's kind of unsettling, if we're being honest. But we're here. We're here to preview Clash at the Castle, which, of course, is mere hours away. Another one of these quick turnaround late WWF pay-per-view previews, but we're going to have a good time nonetheless. We do have a Fed 5 tonight, but Lord Oracle will be slightly late. Thankfully, Jack Crosby, we fixed the technical difficulties. You and I, we've been figuring it out for the last hour. We definitely haven't been just sitting in the back talking about wrestling. And you're here. How are you, Jack?
I'm good. How you guys doing?
Tremendous. We've been able to blast. I joke around, but Jack and I just sitting here podcasting for ourselves, popping ourselves.
Literally for the last hour. We did it. We did our own podcast.
It's the way it should be. It had been too long. We were very sad that the birthday bash was spoiled. 25% because we felt bad, 75% because I had to make up a new show to do on the fly, which was unfortunate.
I am so sorry about that.
No, so I mean, back in my prime, Jack, I'd have just pivoted and we'd have been fine. I had no clue. I was talking about like fucking Natalia's free agency and stuff. I had no clue what to do. I was just lost. Just sitting there like, what do I do now? Anyway, but you're here now, which matters most. You're here to talk about some Clash at the Castle. Big time show, Glasgow, Scotland. Much to get into. Chris, back again on the flagship, brother. How are you?
I'm doing great. Wonderful way to end my vacation talking to you gentlemen about this upcoming PLE. So
love it, bro. I love it. And honestly, we'll get into it in a moment, folks. Of the shows we've done, I mean, this is the third show since Mania, correct? Am I right?
Yep.
Third show?
yes.
By far the one with the most, I think, doubt as to finishes. So I think this will be an intriguing preview program here. Bob, how are you, mate?
I'm doing well. I'm actually really looking forward to the show tomorrow. I think it's a really nice lineup on paper, and I think the pay-per-view since WrestleMania have been good, but I don't know that going into King and Queen of the Ring, I was as fired up as I am for this one. This should be a really good show.
I agree. I think there's genuine... I mean, firstly, both of the last couple of shows have had matches that we've all circled and said, that should be a great wrestling match.
Mm-hmm.
But I think this show has more intrigue in terms of the outcomes, how they do stuff. I think this is going to be very, very intriguing. I think there's a couple matches here that I would actually argue are like 50-50. One in particular that I think is fascinating in terms of the outcome. So we're going to be breaking that all down. Of course, folks, it's another 5-match card. So no doubt there'll be some sidetracks, some detours taken along the way, as it should be after all. This is the Late Night Grin. If you are fired up, Clash at the Castle, and are enjoying the first 4 minutes and 45 seconds of this show, please smash the thumbs up. We say that now, but we say smash the thumbs up. Apparently, It's much more effective. So smash the thumbs up. Subscribe to the channel. And if you're feeling very generous on this wonderful summer Friday evening, please do send a super chat and tell us what you're thinking. Let's get into it. Last month, I talked about how going into King and Queen of the Ring, it was the most I'd been into WWE TV in, I think I said 6 years, 7 years. And I stick by that. I have since realized there may have been some King of the Ring inflation taking place for me personally, because just personally that popped me. The way that, you could get your Gunter match on one show, your Randy show on the other. I'm still following along. I've definitely taken a half step back. even though I'm very excited for this show. So I'm intrigued where everyone's at. We'll do those famed temperature checks that we do around here. Bobby, where are you at in your current following, excitement? How much are you watching WWE right now? Go for it.
I watched Raw and SmackDown this week, so I haven't watched them both in the same week. I'm like live in quite some time, so especially going into pay-per-views when I try and do that. The TV kind of is what it is. Now that basketball's kind of on its way out, and my baseball team's bad. There's more time to watch wrestling, so it's like kind of get back into it, and it'll be good. But yeah, I'm watching a little more than I said I was. Leading up to King Queen of the Ring, but still not like every show. But I'm following it.
Which is, I mean, let's be real. We've talked about it 1,000,001 times. One of the strengths of this era, it might sound like a backhanded compliment, but it just is what it is. You can follow it that way very easily, right? Because the stories are told over a much longer stretch of time. They're much more patient in that regard. Sometimes I think patient to a fault. You can really, watch a couple clips and be completely caught up on what's happening. It all depends. With Raw, I'm like way out of the loop, but I still watch SmackDown. I have some concerns about some of the alarming trends from Coach Aldis, which we'll get to maybe, but I'm still watching SmackDown. Chris, where are you? Where's your current excitement at, current interest at with WWE?
I've been watching everything. I've even been checking in on NXT more regularly than I had been. So no, I'm back all in on this cycle. They got stuff on each show. On SmackDown, it's all the new Bloodline stuff mainly.
Right.
On Raw, there's the the Liv Dom saga. Is Drew finally going to pull it off? Stuff going on. The power of the Good Brothers. So there's hooks each and every week to get me to be like, oh, I wonder what's going to happen next week.
Yeah. I don't think you're alone in that regard, actually. I've noticed a slight shift in terms of people kind of locking back in because we're on the road to SummerSlam now too, right? And we've often talked about how this era of WWE is like they work in those big four blocks and it kind of all. And I think you're seeing that actually come to fruition here for the SummerSlam build. So, yeah, it makes sense to me. Jake, I was honestly going to make the Good Brothers joke, but I was like, I'll wait until Chris is done as a host. And you can't even do it around here now. They know me so well. They put it in the chat. So shout out to Jake. Indeed, the Good Brothers turning business around down there in NXT. Jackie, where are you at in your WWE viewing, brother?
I don't watch professional wrestling.
You just talk about it on podcasts.
I just
just like me for real.
I watched SmackDown tonight, but no,
you did.
Otherwise, no.
Yeah, good for you, bro.
I don't watch pro wrestling. Sometimes
I'm booked for the Wrestle Purists, and it will be like the lineup of topics, and I'll look at them and go, "Well, I've seen maybe one of these. I'll be able to get my way for it." We do have our fifth man, folks. It appears the great Oracle of Wrestling has joined us here via satellite. Oracle, how are you this evening?
I'm good.
Good.
I've done this show from my parents probably 4 or 5 times, maybe more than that over the years, and I just realized that I could just slide the table that I have to not have the glare and the
groundbreaking. You're still evolving. All these years you're still evolving as a performer. All these years into it. I love it, dude. I love it. We were just talking, Oracle, about where we're currently at in our viewing of WWE TV, our excitement, so on and so forth. We've had some different answers across the board. Jack, of course, with the emphatic, I don't watch wrestling to close us out, which I appreciated. So I'm intrigued where you stand, Oracle. Compared to the last pay-per-view cycle, where's the hype at for you?
I mean, this is a pretty damn B pay-per-view, in my opinion. I mean, this has got to be the weakest looking one. I mean, there's some good stuff on here. Like, I'm really interested in Bayley and Piper. Actually, that's probably the match I'm most looking forward to. But like, I don't. I think my interest is low. I'm just ready for like the build to a big show. You know what I mean? I'm ready for a big show.
Wow, the Oracle of Wrestling, a wild card. We were all fired up. Bobby said he's watched every episode of TV. He's watched SmackDown 4 times already. Today's SmackDown.
I caught SmackDown actually, believe it or not.
Kevin
and Solo was quite good.
we'll just talk about this because we have loads of time. But I honestly felt bad for my reaction to that Apollo Crews match was. I honestly felt bad. I looked at myself in the mirror like, dude, you got to get this. Because I like Apollo Crews.
Mm-hmm.
He's wrestling on SmackDown. And I'm like, I'm kind of looking over my shoulder. Like, am I watching something I'm not supposed to? Is this like a dark match they've slid into the... I'm sure it was only 6 minutes long. I felt like I was watching it for years and they were trading moves. And I don't know, dude. Escobar's disappointing me. I got to be honest.
Yeah.
It's not Apollo Crews' fault, to be clear. It's like... He's been there. He was called up 8 years ago. It's hard, man. There's no part of me that thinks he's going to get a push. It's hard to care, you know.
Like Apollo has good for him, first of all, but he slipped through the cracks, and he's like a Stevie Richards or a JTG, and it's like he's still there.
He's still, and his work is good.
Yeah.
You know, let me be clear. It wasn't like his performance. So it's just you watch it, and every part of your brain is thinking, there is no way this is going to lead to anything for Apollo Crews. Like there's no way, and that's hard to overcome. It's very difficult. They're doing this business where Fyre appears to be turning babyface. There's some interesting things on SmackDown. I was very scared until Randy Orton came back, and now I think we're back in the game. I think we've got a real chance. But yeah, interesting times. I'm intrigued, Oracle. I'm kind of fired up by you being on the other side of the fence with this clash.
Oh, I'm not like I probably came out
the gates a little hot.
I mean, Dame and Drew. Come on, bro. I don't want to see this shit.
I love that we all call him Dame now, like it's normal. What's wrong with us? No one else calls him Dame. The other day, Ivy was talking about saying, and he said, he said the Wyatt family group is showing up on June, whatever the hell, and I go, Unc Howard. Unc Howard was something I said in real life. Said it out loud. I was like, what the fuck? Why don't you say Uncle Howdy? What's wrong with me? I don't know. I'm losing my mind. What I'm saying is, folks, I'm losing my mind here. Unc Howard. Anyway, I like this lineup. I think there are some matches here that, I think there's one match in particular that if it gets time and the right spotlight, I think could be one of the best WWE matches of the year for that matter, which we'll get to.
Chad.
Yeah. We'll get to it. The biggest thing for that match is how much of a factor is the Otis stuff. Does it become like a story, which is fine, nothing wrong with that. But if they just wrestle in front of that crowd, they're gonna have a fucking classic, dude, no doubt. So there's a lot to get into. We have a super chat first, and then we'll dive into some of our matches here. My friend Arve says, Super J says, glad Jack could make the town. Will anyone walk through the prohibited portal in Glasgow? Who says no to John Gresh versus Big Damian for the big gold?
Joe and I talked about this on our unofficial podcast before this. The problem with you're not going to see any TNA people on these main roster shows. They ain't going to happen.
No,
this is a TNA NXT partnership now. Like exclude, like AJ Styles will show up in TNA at some point. Like that's
because he's AJ.
That is going to happen. But no, you're not going to see.
I will
TNA.
Say the
TNA
one
people
guy
will show up in the Rumble. Maybe again next year. That's
probably one guy. Yeah. The only guy who could have showed up but can't because he worked tonight in Chicago, I think, was who with the song that you like, Bob? What's his name? Joe Hendry. They might have brought him in because it's Scotland and he's like a viral sensation, as the kids say. And Bob would have liked it. But he just did a job to Frankie Kazarian tonight on TNA. Oracle, you see the match they're running on Thursday, brother? TNA?
What's that?
I think it's a street fight. Frankie Kazarian, Ace Steel.
Oh my God.
Oh, bro.
You get yourself in on some of that.
That's like when they did Foley and Nash and that bloodbath.
Yeah, exactly what it's like. Yes. 1-to-1 comp there. I love it.
That match was good, by the way.
Oh, yeah, of course. So the answer was, I think, was no. But we'll get into some. I have a theory regarding some of the prohibited portal stuff, which is Is that just a Jordan Grace thing, or are they actually saying that's Jordan, right? Just
yeah,
it's
okay.
just Jordan.
Okay, good, because that's well, you know. All right, thank you for the super chat, folks. If you're fired up, you want to talk about Unc Howard and the Prohibited Portal and John Gresh and all these wonderful things, you too can send a super chat. And what they're going to do to that like button, Bobby?
Yeah, smash the like button.
There you go. There you go. It's going to be something. I'm going to work on the timing of that, folks. Give us some time. We're still adjusting to our time here as official YouTube people. So, all right, let's get into it. We got some big time tag team action to break down out the gate. Oh, baby, here we go. We have the world's tag team champions, Bianca Belair and Jade Cargill, in a triple threat tag, just like my favorite match type here. They've got Alba, Fyre, and Isla Dawn. They've got Shayna Baszler and Zoey Stark. This kind of, achieves two things at once in that people like seeing Bianca and Jade kick ass, and you get the, I don't know what their tag team name is, Alba, Fyre, and Isla Dawn. Fyre and Dawn, right?
I believe they're called the
Unholy
Union, yes.
So, okay. It gets them on the show, which is cool, like legitimately cool. I'm not being a dick. It's actually cool they're on the show. 3 challenges from Scotland for belts. That may be saying it's a circle in terms of, are they really going to go 0 for 3? I don't think this is the one they're winning. This should be a fine. The people should like this, Jack, right? Triple threat for the tag belts. They should like this, right?
They should.
Yeah.
Oh, if they will, I don't know. But I mean, it's fine.
Yeah.
You're getting Alba and Isla on the show, so
it feels like Alba may actually have like some. It feels like her style could fit in this match.
I want her to be on her own so bad.
I think.
Oh my god, that's my problem with this.
Yeah,
nothing against Isla.
I'm sure you'd like Shayna to be away from Zoey too, right?
Yes, please.
Poor Jackie's rebooking the match here as we go.
Yes, please. Actually, now that I think about it, I don't want any of these.
It would be a cool moment for them to work Glasgow.
No, I would. It will. Yeah. It will.
It's not, look, with respect, it's the match with the least juice, obviously. I mean, it is what it is. It's a 5-match card.
I think the problem is, like, who's going to win.
It sure feels that. I mean, the thing is, generally with a triple threat, there should be some doubt because you don't have to pin Jade or Bianca. But with this particular one, it's like, I don't think either of these teams winning the belts. I just don't. But that's just me. Maybe I'm wrong. Chris, what do you think?
Yeah, I actually think this is the best chance for the people of Scotland to get a victory.
Wow, there you go.
Tomorrow. But I say that, but then I think Jade and Bianca are going to retain. But
right. But percentage wise,
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Which, again, I guess the logic would be, don't have an app brings it up, and fairly so. It's like, I guess that would explain why Zoey and Shayna are there, right? Because then you could pin someone. I mean, I get it. I think Jake has a good retort. I'm going to just be relying on the chat for insight tonight. Jake has a good retort here, though. Then you'd kind of be positioning Jade and Bianca as like de facto heels. You avoid that. Keep the debate going in the chat here, folks. Gives us some good wrestling conversation to pair with our antics throughout the night. Bobby, what do you make of this red hot triple threat tag, brother? Lock in.
Yeah, I mean, it's cool that Alba and Isla get on the card. People have been pushing for that for a long time, and for them to do it in Scotland is cool. To me, it comes down to, like, it's clear that Bianca and Jade is the match and kind of the end game of this whole tag title run. So do you want to do that at SummerSlam? Do you want to let it keep going a little bit? Like, if you want to do that at SummerSlam, then you probably could have them lose here, maybe do a turn, maybe do a rematch on a turn. But if you don't want to do it yet, then I think they should retain. And I think they're going to retain. I don't think they're going to do that match quite yet.
Yeah, I tend to agree. I think the angle probably happens coming out of or at SummerSlam, actually. Yeah. Just it's brand new. People really like it too. Mm-hmm. There's so much time ahead of this tag team act. I don't see the rush. Oracle, what do you make of this tag title match?
I agree with the big dude. Either way, Zoe's taking the pin.
Oh, you talking about Bob then? Is that what we call him now? Big dude, like he's fucking in the NWO. The disciple.
11 or whatever. So I mean,
I agree with Big Dude. I said, "Fucking hell, that's a bit much." That jacked, right?
I mean, this match is like, I don't know, man. It's fine. Like, Alba Fyre's good.
Yeah, I think she may get some shine in this, like stylistically.
I think so. Yeah.
If you plug in some high spots,
she was like awesome in 2019, 2020.
Yeah, no, I agree. It would be a cool moment if they actually did do they actually won they pinned Zoey and won the strap.
Triple threat tag matches are just it's just.
This is going to be so tightly produced too, dude. This is going to be like
it's going to have to be. I think Jade and Bianca are retaining.
Don't have an as a question. He says, problem with Jade and Bianca holding the belts in the SummerSlam is who are they going to wrestle with that show? Bob, tell him.
Bob? I mean, it's a good question.
Bob?
I don't know.
Tell him.
I know.
Alexa and Nikki from the White Six.
Have you ever studied professional wrestling before, bro? Come on, follow the product. Watch the QR codes. Study the details.
Yep.
Ponder these things. We're just here to just shine a light on the great, the long-term planning. Right? That's what we're trying to do. That's what we're trying to do here, folks. All right.
I think it was Cody Wills a little bit ago asking about Jay. I think Bianca's, when that happens, Bianca's the one that's going to end up turning.
Yep.
Oh, I agree.
Yeah.
I agree.
Yeah.
I agree because she's been a babyface for 5 years or whatever, whatever it's been. I agree. Yeah, but look at the chat. So we've all got the titles staying with Jade and Bianca, correct?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Works for me. This is, again, it's the match with the least to talk about, folks. I mean, it's a shame. All right. The next one, though, was the match I circled earlier. There's a potential match of the year candidate, a potential classic, dare I say, if the people get with this the way I think they will, presuming they're going to react to Sami's entrance the way that they reacted when I was in Cardiff a couple months back, which was like a party. It was that way across the whole UK tour. I have no reason to think it'll be different in Glasgow. Chad Gable, Sami Zayn. This has been one of the centerpieces of Raw in recent weeks. Chad Gable's big heel turn, giving him just a lot of punch as a heel, dude. The way that he's treating the Alpha Academy and all that good stuff. Very, very strong, I thought, the Chad Gable business. Sami Zayn goes about saying, this has been a triumph, Oracle, in terms of build. And we saw their match a couple months back in Canada, and that was just a preview, right? And they still had a really good match. This could be quite special, Oracle. What are you thinking?
Oh, yeah, this is, this is the best mid-card program they've had in, like an actual, with an actual storyline and, some WWE melodrama to it. It's the first time I don't know. I don't even remember a mid-card, like a truly mid-card program that had, it's been quite some time. This should be really, really good. We'll see how, there's definitely a scenario where the Otis stuff is kind of the main focal point of the entire match. Yeah. Which would probably take down the, quote unquote star rating of it, but I still think it would be,
it probably makes sense though, right?
Yeah, exactly. It definitely would still be extremely entertaining. I've struggled to kind of, I don't know. It would feel weird for Sami to lose, but at the same time, I don't know. I've gone back and forth. It makes the most sense for Otis to finally, especially, I don't know. I guess when I'm looking at the card as a whole, like if nobody from Scotland wins these matches, you could at least have Otis turn babyface, he was already babyface, but at least break from Gable and Sami wins. I think that's what's going to happen. I think Otis is finally going to. Break through and help Sami win.
I think that's a good prediction.
Or at least Sami wins, Otis messes up again. That's always a card that they like to beat the dead horse a little bit on that.
The Gable notice thing probably ends regardless, right? Because it's either that way or it's what would be so if Otis snaps, Sami wins. What would they then go into? Would Gable and Otis be like the program, and then who would Sami? That's what intrigues me. I can't figure out because this is a key point here. Bron Breakker has been teased as a direction. Don't have an out here as the sixth man. Bron Breakker has been teased as a Sami direction. So then that could kind of be how they split. Jackie's look at Crosby, head back and forth. What's up, bro?
Bron Breakker should not sniff a mid-card title. Right to the top.
Right to the top.
Fuck that shit. Fuck that. Right to the top. It's been 22 years since we did the Brock Lesnar thing, where he debuted and won a world title within 4 months. That is what Bron Breakker should be.
My God, that was very aggressive, Jack. I was just throwing out wrestling ideas. The chat's on Jack's side. Look at the chat. Big Crosby chants in the live chat.
No mid card shit. No.
All right, it's fine. Jack, I'll stay with you. What do you make of this Sami Zayn Chad Gable match, mate?
This is probably the one I'm most excited to watch tomorrow.
Good,
because like they have they've had the most compelling television recently. From what I've watched, like whether it was live, because I do watch wrestling. I was lying.
Yeah.
But
you're working.
I was working.
Yeah.
But I think this should be where Chad Gable gets the job done.
Just re-signed or allegedly, maybe.
Yeah. I think this is where he should get the job done. And I don't know. Did the Creeds help him? I think I would do something like a double swerve, have Otis turn on him, like have Otis turn, but then have the Creeds come in
and beat the shit out of
and take care of that. Like give the people what they want, but
then
then get more heat by having the Creeds come.
There's some
very Kevin Sullivan
wins.
Like Paul Heyman level stuff there.
There you go, Paul E. There you go.
Paul E level.
He's on fire tonight. He's
booking there.
Booking the territory. You need a yellow legal pad, Jackie, and really take this over the top.
Fucking Bron Breakker mid-card title. Get the fuck out of here.
Although people have argued that in the chat, the IC title is the world title on Raw.
Well, let's be real. I mean, they ain't wrong. I mean that belt has been really protected, dude. Really protected. You know, I think this match is really hard to pick, Bob.
It is. It's probably the hardest match of the night, honestly. Because like it feels like it probably makes sense for it to be Gable, but again, like what does Sami do next with, Drew presumably tied up, Gunther obviously tied up, for sake of the argument, we're not doing Bron Breakker. So it's like, where does he go next on Raw?
Why are we not doing Bron Breakker?
So it's like if he loses, maybe goes into the Money in the Bank field or whatever, and you do Gable and Otis. I would maybe hold off on the Gable and Otis turn until Raw. You could maybe have Otis help him inadvertently, like he's trying to cost him, and then helps. I don't know if that gets too convoluted, and then you have the Creeds kind of take him out there. But I'm with Jack, I think.
See, Jack, you see what you do. You come around here. You throw your big first take opinions out there, and Bobby just concedes. You just go, Jack's right. This is what's wrong with the late night green. You see, I'm not doing it. I think that the chat was correct, and it doesn't matter how upset it makes Jack. I think Sami's going to drop the IC belt to Bron Breakker, and I think Gable and Otis are going to go off in their own direction. And if we're being real, I think Tape Machine's prediction from a month ago is correct, and that eventually this will lead to a Chad Gable Pat McAfee match at the SummerSlam. I have not seen any of the things building to this that he saw 3 weeks ago. He tweeted about it once, and I said, "Oh yeah, that's definitely happening." And I just decided, so I'm locking it in. Chris, what were you thinking on this one?
Yeah, I'm. This is the one match on this card where I really don't have a real good feel for it on what they're gonna do. I think it would make sense for Gable to win, especially if he did in fact resign and all that. Because I mean, if he loses here, like what? I mean, what do you? Right. I mean, eventually you do the O's thing, but like still, like
then what? Right?
Then what? You know. I could see borrowing a little bit from Bob and someone else I think in the chat mentioned it. I could see Otis like maybe hesitating again, but ultimately helping Chad win. And then Gable doing some sort of celebration on Monday, and that's when the Creed comes and takes out the rest of the Alpha Academy, and you know, so right. all the thanks Otis gets for his efforts, he gets taken out by.
That would be good heat.
Anyway.
Yeah.
That would be good heat.
So I could see something like that happening. And then if Sami loses, you could still do you could do the Braun match then, and then Braun wouldn't have to go near the IC title.
There you go, Jack. How's that? You do the Sami match, but Sami's already lost the belt. You don't have to get the IC belt.
I don't give a shit what you do. Just do not put a mid-card title on Braun Breaker. Little Steiner, that's beneath him.
Wow, you're very aggressive about this, Jackie. I like it. I like the fire. I like the passion. You scared the shit out of Bob. Bob had a notebook. He had a whiteboard in front of him that said IC title Braun Breaker. He's been scrubbing it for the last 5 minutes in fear. I'm
revved up because
I'm
watching the Who Killed WCW thing live like every Tuesday. Then I think about Brock Lesnar and his timeline. I'm like, it's been too fucking long. Like, this is the guy you should take. He murders everyone, wins the world title, and we're like, holy shit.
I'm sorry. The idea of you watching Who Killed WCW and just sweating bullets about Braun Breaker's ascension, like, oh, fuck, man, we need to figure this out before we kill the promotion.
What was that hilarious clip of Eric Bischoff, like, out there, like,
Oracle, I meant to bring this up to you. That is almost exactly the kind of vibe that we describe for the ending scene of the movie.
Oh, that second episode, like the last 15, 20 minutes was just absolving Eric Bischoff of all his sins. That's all it was.
He's still got it. Big man. He's going to be booking fucking TNA again soon, dude. Give him some time. He's on the come up, I'm telling you.
Dude, that picture of him like fly fishing was one of the funniest things I've ever seen. Because I immediately thought of our.
Of course, for anyone who's new to Late Night Grin, there's a Grin where Oracle and I like borderline write the script for an Eric Bischoff biopic, and at the end of it, that he goes on his fishing trip, and it's just him like looking out of the sky, like, "Well, I give him my best shot, give it all I had." Speaking of funny wrestling content, I got a quick detour. So it was like 4 a.m. and I couldn't sleep, and I was on the TV YouTube app, because that would suggest all kinds of shit to me,
Yeah.
And it said the Undertaker and Mark Henry talk about their WrestleMania match, and I was like, oh baby, I mean, this is gonna fucking rule, because that match. Yeah, exactly right. You and I are the same in this way. This is a chance for me to pop myself, because that match sucks, right? Am I wrong in saying that match is bad, right?
Yeah,
okay. So I'm thinking this is gonna fucking rule, because there's got to be a reason the match sucked, right? Like someone did something, someone had a hurt foot, or maybe Michael Hayes did something, whatever. So they're talking and they're just, I mean, talking about these matches they had on house shows, and Mark's getting emotional, and oh my god, the amount that Taker taught me, and he's a Mount Rushmore guy. I learned so much, and I'm popping because this stuff just pops me. It's funny, right? Like. And some of it's good, like, psychological insight and such. And I'm waiting. I'm just sitting there. It's like 10 minutes long. I'm thinking, when is the buck going to come when they explain why the match sucked at Mania? And they're talking, and Taker goes, and all that led to a WrestleMania match that I'm very proud of. And my arms went up in the air like this, like in victory. No one told him it was bad. They did an entire podcast segment just victory lapping about this shitty WrestleMania match they had. I fucking love wrestling, dude. Like the idea of the boys walking through the curtain going, oh, baby, we tore it up out there. No.
The thing is, back then, though, if it's the Undertaker, if he goes back, he's like, fucking nailed it. Everyone's like, yeah, you did.
Yeah, exactly.
The funny part about that match is, I think that's like a one of those like Segunda Caída matches that they, have decided.
Like it?
Yeah.
Well, maybe Taker was on the message boards. Maybe.
That reminds me of Edge after the Randy match in 2020, and everyone was talking about how much that sucked, and he's like, "No, man, it was great. It was a movie."
Dude, he had that. To be fair to him, though, he had that comeback where he goes, "Bret Hart texted me that he loved it," and it was like, "Oh, well, fuck." In that case, maybe he's right. Look at this.
I don't think that happened.
A 3.68 on Cage Match. 18 years ago, Taker's just like, oh man, we tore it up. One of my best ones.
About one point, that's about 1.5 stars or so.
I have to do that maths now because I'm a cage match guy. I have to do that, the mathematical equations. It's very challenging. I round up, or how do you feel about this? 3.25, 6.5 out of 10. I round up personally. I'm a nice guy.
Yeah.
Do you co-sign rounding up, or do you think that should be a 6?
What, 3.25?
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah,
it's challenging, right?
That's about right.
Yeah, I mean, I round up because I'm a nice guy, but I'm told it feels too generous. I don't know.
No,
I'm taking that seriously.
A flat 5.0 is basically 2.5 flat.
Yeah, 2.5.
Are you talking about rounding up cage match ratings?
Yeah, we're doing maths.
Because people are brain dead. Of course you fucking round up.
Thank you. This is why I said, right? But someone said to me, right, they went, that feels too high. I said, what do you mean it feels too high? It's fucking maths. If it's 6.5...
Yeah, round up.
I either go 6 or 7. I would go up because I'm a nice fella. But if you want to go down, but I can't go any higher or lower than that, can I? That's my range.
Post on Cage Match has the IQ of a squirrel, so of course
it does rule when you get them ones where it's like 1 out of 10, and at the end of it says 2 stars. So what?
Or they steal their ratings from someone who tweeted something.
They did that to me. They did this to me, Jack. It was that shitty match that Buddy had with Cope.
God,
someone stole my tweet and reviewed it on Cage Match.
They do it all the time.
Oh mate, I'm on fire. I reviewed like 4 Arn Anderson matches in a row. Just fucking having a great time. Feet up, sun shining, beautiful time in your life. Anyway, we have super chats. I hope you're enjoying this, folks. If you are, well, what should they do with the thumbs up button?
Smash the thumbs up button.
Brilliant. Love the enthusiasm. All right, Cody. Rumors swirled of a Bad Blood PLE revival soon. So, this is Beast, obviously, right? Bad Blood.
That would be October, right?
October. Cool pay-per-view name.
Yeah.
Famous. They're talking about, the anniversary of Shawn and Taker and all that stuff. But what ruled about this was, the wording of the report was, there have been multiple creative pitches for the return of Bad Blood. And all I can think about is the fellow that turned up to work that day and sat down in creative and went, I've got something for you. How about you bring back Bad Blood? And everyone goes looking at him like, what? Yeah, I guess. Multiple creative pitches. How good is the gig at work when that's what you're coming up with? Now we bring back Bad Blood.
Remember that at this point, Ruthless Aggression was 20 years ago.
Yeah, good idea.
So, I get this is more like the Bad Blood with the cell from '97, but
but it's still fun.
Yeah, it's like
the idea of Bruce going, that's a good idea. That is. So sink our teeth in that. Like you're sitting there in front of you, you got all these TV formats. What we're gonna do this week? And you go, excuse me. What, Paul? Just quickly before we get into that, I was thinking about this Bad Blood pay-per-view. I reckon we should bring it back in October, and everyone's just going, "Oh hell yeah! Someone sell wrestle votes." Hell yeah!
That's a great question there in the chat. Will it be Bad Blood or Bad Blood?
It should be the 2. It should be 2, right? Because that was the original, right?
Yeah, the 2. Yeah.
It feels like that will be Punk and Drew's blow off to me, personally.
Mm-hmm.
Punk may run the old razor in that one. I don't know.
That's the thing. Like, if you're gonna do it, if you're gonna bring it back, and the whole thing is the anniversary of Shawn Taker, which, by the way, second greatest cage match in the history of wrestling, second greatest.
You got Magnum and Tully.
Magnum Tully is untouchable.
I actually think that's a good take.
Untouchable.
That was good.
I mean,
Good job, Jack.
Oh, the Magnum Telly.
Yeah, no, I like that
Since
one.
I was a little kid, and
that's your favorite. Yeah,
it is not even close. The timing is perfect, and it just everything about that match is fucking perfect for a cage match.
Yeah,
Shawn and Taker is second. Like Shawn Taker, and I'm not even a big Shawn guy or Taker, but that's like that match is amazing. That match fucking rules.
Yeah,
that's a great match.
But yeah, if the whole thing is the anniversary, then Drew Punk, and you have to let them run the razor. Like that has to be a blood.
Especially Punk.
And especially everything they've been through, like just verbally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And if that's going to be the blood, you have to, that has to be the night where you just throw it out the window and say, bleed buckets, do whatever you want.
Mm-hmm. Bob, to be clear, I know you got upset. Punjabi Prison Jack's not counting those as cage matches.
Good. Yeah, those are something different.
Yeah, because I saw you got real mad and started like rolling your eyes. But different category. Classics, but in a different category.
What? He said well.
Go on.
Go that triple cage, brother.
Okay.
Yeah, Slamboree 2000.
That's up there, baby. You got. What would actually be what's the premier steel cage match in WWF history for real? Like actual steel cage match, not the cell. It would be. I know we've had our opinions on it, but it's Brett and Owen, right?
I think so.
Oh, that's terrible.
I know you. I know, but if you just polled people and said, "What's the one?" It would be that, right? Surely. What would be it?
I think so.
I always think of Hogan Boss Man
with a superplex.
Mm-hmm.
Alba was sick. Did I watched him and On from '96 Saturday night? Just a treat, just great watching those fellas grapple. It was wonderful. Hulk and Bundy, I guess, but I mean, yeah, that's the most famous, I guess, right? Because WrestleMania.
Bundy is a good match.
Yeah, Bundy was very capable, man.
Mm-hmm.
Mid-South Bundy. My God, it was like NXT Big LG.
The hair,
yeah.
Was it
yes?
Was it Snuka and Morocco that Foley hitchhiked to go see?
Yes,
I believe so. Yeah, that's a good call. And to be fair, if we're talking about just fame, and if you took the set, put the cell back in it, Foley actually probably wins the entire conversation, right? If you're talking about most famous cage match, including the cells in WWF history, it's got to be the cell match. Where he gets, I prefer Bad Blood, to be clear. I've never seen this match where Batista blades.
That's in late 08. It's in the Batista. Yeah, it is good. Yeah.
Yeah. Austin and Vince, another famous one. I like it.
Yeah.
Right. Hov, super chat. Thank you to the last super chat who got me to talk about Mark Henry or whatever. Hov says Jeff Nero returning to the TNA, the number 2 promotion. That was a great moment in January when they had like a successful pay-per-view and legitimate journalists, quote unquote.
Yeah.
You can decide which of those words is in quotes. Declared they had a shot at being the number 2 promotion because Moose had won the world title or whatever.
Year's not over.
No. That's funny for a range of reasons. One, the implication that they could turn it around. 2, the idea that at the end of the year we all come to an official meeting and decide who's in it 2, fellas. Who we got? Look, I will say a lot of people watching the TNA show tonight, which is cool.
Yeah.
The clips I see of TNA make me want to watch it less, but I would actually like to be able to enjoy it because, it's another option, isn't it? I'll definitely watch you. Yeah, we got caught up in it, Jack. We kind of
we got caught up in January, and then all the wheels came off. Not just one, everything fucking came off.
Yeah, I'm not sure the wheels were on for very long, but you're right. That's a shame. All right, thank you, Harv. We appreciate you. Kirby super chat says Lexi, all caps, in her famed DDT on Jade. They want to avoid that, but I want to avoid that. To be clear, I want to be completely clear about this because it will come back. I actually think that's what they're going to do, legitimately. Not the Jade getting pinned by DDT part. I think the reason that Alexa is not in any of the reports about the group is because they don't want them to expect her on Monday. Because on Monday she won't be part of the group. I think the idea will be that it will build to her being the leader. And I would expect SummerSlam. Let me be clear. That's guesswork. Don't call the police on me. That's guesswork.
That's a good idea, though.
Yeah.
Because, seriously, Jake, you wouldn't bring Alexa back alongside fucking Dexter Lumis, would you? Like, you'd do it as its own thing and then have why waste the pop?
No, I never thought of that, but that's a really good to
very good.
And you kind of...
She's a star, you know?
Yeah, exactly.
You keep it for like a month or two where you think Uncle Howdy is the one running the show, but it would make the most sense, though.
The star, yeah.
For Alexa Bliss, though, for how close she was to Bray to be the one pulling the strings.
And it would give that, like, look, with respect to Bo, who's actually, Bo was a very talented fella who just, it worked out the way it worked out. But, Oracle just said it. It's like the act would benefit from the star power, too. I could be completely wrong on that. I don't know. I will say, I assume Corpus Christi has, like, a personal meaning to Bray and Bo. But, like, that is literally one of the worst wrestling towns imaginable. They never react to anything. I have no idea why they've chose that as their return. Like, they had a whole run up to this. Why have they chose Corpus? It must be a personal thing, right? It has to be. I don't know. I wish them the best.
Yeah.
I wish them the best. Okay. Thank you, Kirby. We appreciate you. Hope you're well. Cal says, my Escobar stocks with many broken hearts. Yeah, it hasn't quite worked out. He's, I don't know, dude. He's actually kind of frustrating because I actually think he's like a good promo and he feels like someone they want to use, but he's just not really. He walked out tonight and got no reaction from that crowd. Yeah. It's like they were pretty happy to react, but they reacted to Baron Corbin like he was David Beckham.
Oh, because Baron Corbin rules.
True. You know what? You're right. He does rule. I agree with you. We should.
I've been on this train for years. I've taken heat for it. Yeah. Corbin rules,
and he's tall, very tall.
I mean. The worst of his career is like, and I mean, admittedly, like when he first started the Constable Corbin thing, I like pumped my fist, and then it got worse and worse and worse, and it wasn't necessarily his fault.
The creative killed him. Yeah, the creative killed him. He never should have been the lead heel of Monday Night Raw.
But like Constable Corbin, that fucking ruled for like 2 weeks.
He's a good worker. I've always felt, and I kind of felt vindicated with the Braun thing, even though it was an extreme example. I always thought he'd be a great tag worker. Because he has good offense, with the big deep six and the end of days. I've always thought if he was a tag worker, he'd be really strong. Now, obviously, Bron Breakker, extreme example. That's a great partner. But I'd like to see him find a team of some kind. I assume it won't be alongside Apollo Crews, I assume. Maybe. You never know. They're friends now, right?
Yeah.
All right, thanks for the super chats, folks. Please do keep them coming if you want. If not, that's fine by me. It is very late. Like the video. And no, don't like it. Don't just like it, Bob. What do?
Smash the like button.
The thumb always comes up, too. But I like it. All right, we're going to get this down, folks. Don't worry about it. All right, let's move on. The world's title. The undisputed Universal World's Heavyweight title of Earth. AJ Styles.
Match, I think.
The
Corbin, AJ Dolph triple threat?
Yes.
That match is great.
Yes.
That was Hell in a Cell 2017, right?
Mm-hmm. No, that was
SmackDown late 2016.
Okay.
That was
you're thinking of Dillinger, Corbin, and AJ.
Oh, Dillinger, yes. Okay. US belt, yes.
Yeah.
This match
very good. Yeah.
Cranberries up was the wild card SmackDown where they laid like all the belts on the line. Remember, it was like
it was
American Alpha
on the year, right?
Yeah, American Alpha beat Randy and Harper.
Yeah,
I want to say they did Alexa and Becky. It was kind of the end of that little era, to be honest with you. Land of Opportunity and things like that. But yeah, Corbin's very strong, and he also had that match around that time with Kalisto. Does anyone remember that one?
Match. The Contreras match. Contreras always brings that one up. I think he was there live for that one.
Of course he does. Fucking Mark. AJ Styles, Cody Rhodes, I Quit match for the big belt.
Talking about running the razor. Come on, fellas.
Yeah.
I don't think Alan's skin would hold up, dude. I think his face would just fall off. I think based on the way he looks these days. Dude looks insane. I've never seen a man dye their beard to such an extreme degree. It makes me uncomfortable. But he's out there, and the AJ character he's fucking insane. Which we actually were way ahead of this. We saw it. They've told it. I think they've done a great job. They actually built to the fake retirement segment perfectly. If anything, my only criticism here, I honestly feel like they probably could have done with another week to even push this a little bit more. I think this feels like a really big deal after that segment. AJ has been able to totally heat himself up over the last 3 months after being kind of a little aimless for a while there, for a couple of years in WWE.
Yep.
He's back. He's looking hilarious. He's real mad. He's got his bald friends with him again. So, I mean, there's a lot to like here. There's been some chatter about a surprise finish. The biggest challenge for me buying it is it's not the main event.
Yeah.
If it was the main event, I could maybe they ain't main event in here. So like, but I will say I Quit did surprise me. Bob, what do you make of this build? The choice to go I Quit and then who you got going over? Bobby, take it away.
Yeah, build's been great. After Backlash, I was hoping they'd return to it because that was just, first match, singles match, and then kind of got put on the back burner for King Queen of the Ring. But yeah, I mean, kind of since then, it's been a really good time. I thought the segment tonight was incredible. And yeah, I mean, it feels like AJ could win, but also like Cody losing this title, after ending a 4-year reign or whatever, and I Quit match and his second, big defense would be a little underwhelming. So I don't think they're going to do that. It's intriguing that the Good Brothers are there because AJ has help now, and Cody doesn't necessarily have that help. So, I don't know how that's going to play out. But yeah, I think Cody's going to win. Cody's going to retain. And it should be a great match. Like you said, the not main eventing does kind of take away a little bit of the suspense, you would think, but there's also good reason that it's not main eventing, so it kind of is what it is.
Yeah, it's an absolute credit to AJ that we're even talking about this.
Yeah.
The idea of even pondering it, that he could win the belt in June, it was hilarious. And I still think it won't happen. One thing that was interesting on Tuesday on NXT, which Chris and I watch very closely now, was that Mia Yim, they did this it was very forceful. They kind of just put a sign up and said, she is still friends with the Good Brothers and the OC. And if you're a believer in the Mama Rhodes theory that Mama Rhodes is flying over to Glasgow to lose this match for Cody, that would explain why Mia got back in the fold. Now, the only problem with that theory is Mia did a 1-minute job tonight to Nia Jax, which probably wouldn't be what I would do if she was going to be the finish of the pay-per-view match, but I'm not booking the show. So there are so many factors here at play. Chris, what do you make of this one?
So, if you want to figure out a way that AJ wins,
yes, I do.
You have to figure out a way where Cody says, I quit, that doesn't completely destroy him.
Yes.
And so the one everyone's talking about is the Mama Rhodes deal. Mm-hmm. Either threatening harm for her, or maybe they just beat the holy hell out of Cody and she, throws in the towel or something like that. Could do that. Or the thing I just thought of thinking about it in the promo tonight, where AJ says, you say those words very easily. Do they do the Royal Rumble 99 finish?
You beat me to the... So the reason it's a great point, and it was literally what I was going to next. Cody didn't just say, I quit. He did the most dramatic inflection. But the reason... This is where Cody being a freak gives this this layered psychology. As wrestling nerds, when he said I quit that dramatically, we went, oh shit, they're going to do the tape recorder bit. The issue is, folks, Cody is also a wrestling lunatic, and he knows we're going to think that. So, I don't know if we were, who's ahead of who here, but I had the exact same thought, Chris. He said it really just totally emphasized every syllable, every letter, I should say. It was, I don't know. Seems unlikely. It's probably Cody winning, right, Chris? Probably.
Yeah. I say all that to say I think Cody's probably retaining, but it just, if you wanted to go down that road, you have to be very, careful.
Yeah, I like it. I appreciate it. I guess the real question, Jack, Can Mama Rhodes take a magic killer?
I think she could. Because
Gallows is safe,
Cody,
right?
like Cody would tell you, she's a tough Cuban woman.
Yeah.
She's been.
He would tell you that too. He would tell you that, definitely.
So yeah, I think she could actually.
Yeah. Could she take a gun stun?
Probably.
What do you make of this, Jack? Go for it.
I think Cody retains, but it's funny. I wouldn't have a problem if AJ did win, and maybe you do a blow off at SummerSlam with the two of them, because he's AJ Styles, and like we're glorifying this whole like we don't know how much time he has left, and he's doing great work, and he looks fucking amazing. I wouldn't have a problem with them breaking up the title from Cody for a month and a half.
Yeah.
If it's for AJ Styles. Like if it was like a lot of other people, I'd say, well, no. But if you want to do this with AJ, I'd have no problem with it. But like you said, it's not the main event. I don't think they're going to like these shows are special and they're good, but they're not that special where like you're going to do this surprise switch after Cody just beat Roman. So I think Cody retains, but if they shock me, I wouldn't be mad about it.
No.
I'm biased, so don't listen to me on this. But considering how close Money in the Bank is, I do think there's something to be said for shocking people. I'm not saying it's the right decision, but after Roman had the belt for all that time, right? To just tell the audience, listen, this crazy shit can happen, you know? Like crazy things can happen. Just because Roman had it all that time does not mean this shit's going to be like clear points start and end. Because Cody would win it back at Money in the Bank, which is literally 3 weeks later. It's like a tiny turnaround.
Yeah.
And that's why I think if you do it via chicanery, I don't think it's that bad. Because then you just have him win.
Yeah. They can have a cage match.
Yeah. You just have him win it back at Money in the Bank, and then I don't have I do think Cody is wrestling solo at SummerSlam, and I do think that's where we see Roman Reigns again.
Jack's face. Jack took his glasses off. I think I personally think he's wrestling solo at the Money in the Bank. I think Randy's SummerSlam, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
Big, please.
Yeah, because they have the end for Randy because he never actually lost to Gunther.
That's what I think SummerSlam is. But Chris has been consistent on the Roman comeback.
They had Solo say the line to Heyman, was it last week or the week before, about Cody, Cody or doesn't know that he's already in check or whatever. Something. Mm-hmm. There's subtly.
I saw a lot of theories about that take.
Cody Solo was always going to happen at some point this summer, I think.
I think it's Monday.
Do it on Raw. Whatever the fuck.
Raw. They go to Raw and wrestle. Yeah, maybe. Yeah. I don't know. I honestly think it would be fine. I don't think it's a great SummerSlam main event, but as a Money in the Bank match, I wouldn't have a problem with it at all. I don't know. Oracle, what do you make of this AJ Cody business?
I skipped through most of the segment, so I got no clue what the fuck you are talking about.
Basically,
trying to watch the matches.
Oracle's got to complete the matches, so it is what it is. Basically, AJ said that Cody quit every promotion he's been in, and he named New Japan, WWE, and Ring of Honor. And then, of course, for AEW, goes, "You built a promotion and even quit that one." And when he said you built a promotion, they booed. Like, oh, fuck, what a loser.
That rules. This match should honestly probably be great. Like, especially like I always like when they do I Quit matches and Last Man Standing matches and street fights, and they do like the shenanigans. I think it adds to it.
Yeah.
Because sometimes if you just do like a straight up if you do a straight up plunder brawl, and let's be honest, they're not going to bleed. If they do a straight up plunder brawl, I just think it could be kind of average. Like whatever, respectable. Mm-hmm. But like when they do like the shenanigans stuff, kind of like the Pittsburgh street fight last year with Owens and Zayn versus Judgment Day, which was fucking awesome. like the crazy spot where Rhea speared KO through the.
That match is sick,
I mean,
dude.
yeah, the whole match is just tremendous. Like, of course, Kevin actually bladed during that, but
real graps.
It's going to be really good with like all the shenanigans. I think Cody retains here. I don't think it would be a good idea at all if Cody lost, but I mean, AJ pops me. Like, I don't know. I think it would, like, I think it'd be pretty bad, to be honest.
Really?
But yeah. But I mean, I don't know. I wouldn't like. I don't know. I mean, like I wouldn't stop
Wouldn't
watching.
cancel your subscription.
You know? Yeah. I would just be like, oh, okay. Yeah. Wouldn't have done that, but I won it back in Money in the Bank.
Yeah. So the one thing I'll say is I obviously love their match at Backlash. I always worry a little bit about steps like this, guy. I think they can be quite challenging. Like this and Last Man Standing, I always think there's like a really tough balance.
Standing.
Because the pace, right? Like,
yeah.
And it's the same logic to me where it's the guys need to be trying to win, but you don't want the match to be 50% of the ref going, do you quit? It really can be difficult.
We saw, I mean, like, granted, I know, like, the people involved, but, like, for example, that Cena Miz match that Joe watched, that match is awful from Over Limit 2011. One of the worst, maybe the worst lightweight match in the history of the company. An unbelievably bad match.
You bring it up, and the reason I actually do think it's worth bringing up is because if they do too much Good Brother stuff, it could veer into that area of like Cody. It's too much. He's too strong. Like if they're just all beating the shit out of him, it's defiantly. Right. You have to be careful with that stuff. When they do that stuff with Cena, it would do more damage than good sometimes. I don't know. Charles Barkley is retiring.
That means
I just saw that.
That means they're definitely it's over. TNT.
Jack,
I mean, we all knew it was over, but
yeah, it's not. Jack, pick up the phone. Late night Grin, bro. Get him on. We need a new guy for the AEW pay-per-views.
You want me to talk to Chuck?
Yeah, you're the best shot we got. Who am I going to ask, Matt? Figure it out that we need those AEW pay-per-view previews. We're like a 3-man booth now. It's like hell.
Funny thing is, give me a day or two, I could probably get in touch with him.
You probably could. I don't think he'd be willing to do the late night Grin, but I think he'd get.
I'd love to hear his response.
Yeah. Did you see when he was talking about he said he stayed up, quote, to watch Sami and Gable? Did you see this, Jack?
No.
You know the match where Gable turned on Sami?
Yeah.
Chuck he said he stayed up for it and was really mad at Gable doing that heinous act in front of Sami's family. The idea of Chuck just enraged at heel turn on Raw, feeling his back, bro. That's what wrestling's all about right now.
What a fucking legend.
Oh yeah, that's right. Because he was like, you can't attack a man in front of his wife and kids and family.
And he said he's like, I stayed up. Like the idea usually Rory probably goes to bed at hour 2. Fuck this, whatever. All right. So anyway, I'm a little concerned about the step, but I think the match will probably be really good because
what was the last I quit? Was it the Edge Balor one, or has there been one since then?
I love that
Edge,
one because it was.
I'm pretty sure it was Edge and Balor, and that had to be fair, Chris, for your fantasy booking.
That's why I was just thinking. If that was the last one, I can't to go back to that well. Right, the next one you do after that would be kind of lame, but that hasn't stopped him before.
Right, it hasn't stopped, and it would also, even though it's the same finishing template, it would probably feel different because of who the players are, right? So you could probably get away with it.
They should have done the bull rope.
That'll be the third one.
Let's do it.
Yeah, who was it that had a bull rope? Was it Shinsuke that had a bull rope?
I saw that. I saw those two work on top of a house show, dude. Cody and Shinsuke. Nasty business. Shinsuke, I told you, he fell on his side for the Cody cut. He took it on his side. I've never seen that before.
God bless him.
I do like Rock Foley quite a bit. A lot of people think it's too disturbing, but I think that match is incredible.
Was the best I quit? Best I quit, I think, is
JBL and Cena.
Yeah, JBL and Cena.
That match is awesome.
Magnum and Tully in the cage. That was not just a regular cage match. It was an I Quit match.
I was thinking World Wrestling Federation, to be fair. Yeah.
Bet only.
Oh, fuck the World Wrestling Federation.
Rock Foley. I love Rock Foley, but
this is the problem.
I don't think it's the problem. Yes, Rock Foley, Oracle.
Yeah, I love Rock Foley, even though it's like divisive, for obvious reasons.
It's very graphic.
Yeah.
It is Rock Foley, by the way.
Yeah. So my prediction for this AJ Styles Cody Rhodes match. This is a real prediction, folks. Put this one, file it alongside the Bliss Cross one. I think AJ loses, and I personally think he's gonna quit, and or he's gonna go back to his roots. And I think he and the brothers of good fame are going to be the guinea pigs for these working relationships. This is a real take. I don't know this. This is just my guess. I think they're going to work TNA. And I also think they're going to work Pro Wrestling Noah, which is going to be fucking hilarious if I'm correct.
Ooh.
Because who's the top guy who is the ultimate soldier and would absolutely go and work Pro Wrestling Noah for no extra money? That'd be AJ Styles.
Yep.
Yes, he would. Yes,
and it would be and I think he'll go with his famed good brother friend.
Big LG would do a sit out power bomb and that over there.
Oh, of course, in Tokyo. Now let me be clear. I don't think he would do a run in either promotion. I just think he would do a guest spot in both, because he's a very safe guy to send in those situations, because he's going to just go and he'll pop.
I like that. AJ saying he has to go back to his roots and fucking shows up in TNA. Then he goes over to Japan for Noah.
And it works. And it would also explain why the Good Brothers are just standing with him now, because they could go and do it with him, right? Because they were both in TNA and they were both obviously Japan. That goes without saying. So, yeah, that's what I think's happening. I don't know. The Noah thing is almost certainly Shinsuke tomorrow. Almost certainly, because what else is Shinsuke doing, right? He's not even on TV.
They gave him that one vignette after the draft, and he hasn't been on there since.
Yep.
Yeah, it's an interesting, because I mentioned this to someone earlier, and they said to me, AJ is probably too big of a star for that. But EO is going to marry. They probably want to make a good impression with these.
Yeah.
Obviously, in 6 months it will be Corbin working the tag league or whatever, which will pop me, but no one else.
Oh fuck yeah!
He had that battle royal on NXT on Tuesday.
Who do I think's winning it?
Well, no, I mean, like Cody said, there are different locker rooms. He talks.
Yeah, TNA are definitely going to be repped in that. I think.
Yeah. Actually, I think that's where we get Joe Hendry. To be honest with you,
probably you'll be excited. This is a good guess. This actually could easily be the announcement. There would be a run in Japan in a month, right?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
I think they've sold out Sumo Hall, by the way. They haven't run Sumo Hall in a long time, 5 years maybe. Anyway, that's a real prediction. File it in the real prediction cabinet. That's what I think's happening. Cody Rhodes, I'm almost certain, is winning tomorrow. I'm excited for the match. I'm hoping the stip, helps the match, doesn't hurt it. All right, folks, well, you've enjoyed this. You're going to subscribe to the channel and do what, Bob?
Smash the like button.
Yes, indeed. Bayley and Piper Niven. Here we go. WWE Women's Title. Piper Niven back home in Scotland, getting some love at last. Really happy for her.
Yeah.
The "You Deserve It" chance. There was that wonderful video of her talking to Drew McIntyre.
That was so.
When that chant.
That almost brought me to tears.
Yeah, me too.
I get almost what she said to Drew. That was incredible.
Yeah, she's tremendous. I'm thrilled for her.
You could tell she meant it.
Absolutely, totally,
1,000% idolizes him,
dude. And that's, people don't realize that's a real thing. The British scene back then, it was, you could never fathom making that jump. It's very different now. Not to say it's good now, but because of the way that the wrestling world is now, it's not nearly as a bigger leap. Back then, getting signed WWE in the mid 2000s was fucking insane.
Yeah.
And he got pushed, of course. Mm-hmm. So thrilled for Piper. Here she is opposite Bayley, who of course always gets great reaction in this setting. The Bayley chants are back. So an interesting crowd dynamic. Bayley won't actually even have to change anything because they love her so much. She'll just be at work babyface. Should be a really good match. I don't see a title change personally. but I'm excited for the match. Oracle, what do you make of this one?
Yeah, I've always been a fan of Piper. She's just very good in the ring. I'm pretty optimistic about this. I think this is going to be pretty good. It might not be great, but I think it's got a pretty good chance of being kind of a gem because both are very good in the ring, and the crowd is going to help this a lot. Like both are going to be super over. I think Chelsea on the outside with her shenanigans getting involved is going to be fun. Like I think this is going to have some like. I think depending on how the match is laid out, I think it could actually be great depending on how the match is laid out. I agree.
And the placement, right? Like if they they get a nice placement here, the place is going to be so loud.
Bayley's retaining, by the way, but I mean, still, it's going to be. I think those things you pointed out, placement, and also just like how they put the match together and stuff. Like I think there's I think we have a decent chance of those things kind of aligning pretty well. And we end up getting a gem here. Hopefully.
I really hope so. Yeah. It'd be nice if this was something that actually could, like, get Piper in a better spot post Clash. Rather than it just being like a moment. It'd be nice because I think she deserves it. I think she's tremendous. I really like the act with Chelsea too. Did they air that pre-tape tonight on SmackDown where Piper like killed Naomi and Bayley? Did they air that?
I saw that. Yeah.
At the start of it, could you see Chelsea and Piper like they were on camera over here for the international feed? They were on camera and they missed their cue, so that's a run off. And you actually saw them run out of shot. I assume they reshot.
I missed that part. They may have edited it off, but I caught like the part where she attacked them, but I was hitting the fast forward. So
it was very funny, very very funny. I'm excited for this one, Jake. What do you make of this, Piper and Bayley?
This is a great showcase for Piper and one that she's earned.
Yeah.
I've been watching that girl for years and she fucking rules, man. I'm glad she's getting a bigger spotlight on main roster WWE TV now. Bayley will win, but I'm so happy Piper's getting this, man.
Yeah.
It's so earned it.
I don't say this to be pessimistic. Hopefully she goes on to do many big-time things. But based on her usage since returning or since getting called up, there's a very good chance this is a defining signature moment for her, right? This is kind of her big moment. And again, I say that with love. I don't mean that, it just is what it is. She's going to get a great reaction. She's going to.
I also saw, I guess, an interaction she had with Triple H before this show.
Yeah.
Where she walked into his office. And I guess when the show was announced or whatever, well, not so much when it was not, but I guess
I think it was a couple months ago. I want to say
a while back. But like she walked in and was like, "Hey, I've talked to you," and she was ready to give this big, like, make her case for being on the show. And Hunter was like, "Let me guess, you want to be on Clash?" And she was like, "Yeah." He's like, "We're working on it." And like she walked out of the room and was like, I was ready to give him this big speech, but he said, I already take care of it. Which like it's a big contrast to the way like Vince McMahon, like where you hear the the stories from these people, how he had to wait outside his office and he didn't really have an answer, and like Hunter was like just cut her off and was like, we're working on it, don't worry about it.
But it's the example of getting out of your own way as a booker. It's like it's the obvious thing to do, right? It's like we're going to Scotland.
I think you saw I remember for Elimination Chamber the reaction to like not having hardly any, other than Rhea. Basically, that they shoehorned the women's tag to get Indy on at the last minute, but other than that, they didn't have any of the Australians on that show. So I think he saw the reaction to it. I was like, all right, well, we've got quite a few Scottish talent. Let's make sure they get on this show.
It's an easy W, right? So it's a reaction you can just bake into the show. It's easy. And unless we forget, of course, we're all confident Piper's going to have a damn good match too, so that helps certainly. Bob, how often would you go to Triple H's office and ask to get booked on pay-per-view?
Never.
Never?
No, nope, I'm fine just being there, getting a check.
Eat the catering, baby.
Yep.
Listen, Bob, I've always said that too. Like, you know what? You can say what you want about me. I like to eat. I don't look like it, but I like to eat. I love food. Fucking love food. So if you give me like a $300,000 contract, be like, well, you're just going to sit back here and eat this. I'll be like, all right, great. Thank you.
Keep your head down and don't screw it up.
Yep.
Yeah, I guess so. I always, the way that Bob, I've been friends with Bob for a couple of decades now, and I've always thought of him as a real go-getter, you know? I imagine him like banging in the office door, let me in there! But yeah, that makes sense. All right, Chris, what do you make of this this Bayley and Piper match, brother?
Yeah, I think Bayley wins. I said it, I think last time, this is the summer of Bayley slaying giants. She's going to beat Piper, and then she's got the Nia match lined up for SummerSlam. Yeah, I think Bayley wins, and I think it'll be a really good match.
Hopefully so. Bob, Piper and Bayley.
Yeah, I'm with you guys. Bayley's going to win. It's a great spot for Piper. I think they'll both feed off the crowd energy, which will really add to it. Piper's honestly been awesome since this tag team with Chelsea started. I think it's kind of unlocked a new kind of layer for her. And, you know, she had the big spot against Becky at the 2022 Rumble, and the sign caught on fire, and it became a whole thing. So it's kind of nice that she's getting another big spot like this in a setting that probably means a lot more to her, too.
I had forgotten about that entirely.
It
was a heel match too, right? Both
it
heels.
was, yeah. Just
Chelsea
a really bad
has
idea.
brought out so much in Piper. Chelsea Green is a fucking MVP in that company.
Well, I mean, MVP is he manages Omos.
Chelsea has done wonders for Piper.
She's awesome, yeah.
Yeah.
You know, she's a good spark plug off the bench. You know, she's great TV, dude. She makes the most of everything they give her. Becky Lynch versus Doudrop, 3.85 on Cage Match. This, of course, taking place on the Royal Rumble event that has a 2.72 out of 10.
Yeah, thanks, Bobby.
Yeah, thanks a lot, Bob.
I know.
Great job, bro. Dude, the Rumble has a 1.87.
Well,
That show was terrible.
It was.
That was the lowest. I feel like that was the lowest ever creatively.
Yep.
That was legitimately like this company.
Right after, like a month after that, because like the chamber was kind of rough too. But a month after that, like things picked up and like
Cody was huge.
Like business started to turn around, you know?
Yeah.
My goodness, I'm looking at this here now. The Ronda Rumble.
Yep. Got Miz and Maurice against Edge and Beth.
Bob? Have you heard the theory about you like kind of ruining Ronda's run before it happened? Have you heard this? It's a common theory on the message boards.
I have not.
So, for anyone who's new to the Late Night Grin, Bob had this very famous moment that he wants to forget, and I never let him. Where I think you described Ronda as one of your favorite wrestlers of all time.
Yeah, first run ruled, man.
I know, it's fine. You don't have to defend yourself. It's fine. Dude, I'm doing Gallows and Anderson bits. Take it easy. That's right. Keep your hands down. It's fine. So Bob called Ronda one of his favorite wrestlers of all time. And obviously, being an asshole, I just jumped all over this and mercilessly bullied him about it. And many fans and analysts alike have declared that this actually got ahead of it and decided that Ronda would have one of the worst runs in wrestling history as a result of Bob's arrogance in declaring his excitement for this. Bob, how do you respond to those allegations? They're pretty extreme, if you ask me.
Yeah, I mean, it's a bit much. It's hard to argue with, but, you know.
Is it?
No.
I feel like you could argue with it, to be honest with you, but yeah.
He had a bad run. I don't know how much of it was my fault, but, you know, it's hard to prove these things.
Yeah, it's hard to prove these things. There you go, folks. That's the conclusion. Who ruined Ronda's second run? Coming to Vice soon. Jack will be the narrator on that one. Bobby will be the lead character. All right, we have a super chat here. Let's get to it. Almost ended the show. That would have been unfortunate. Big Dude says, this isn't a super chat. This is an order of the show. I'm going to do that at the end. Sorry, Big Dude. I apologize. We didn't have a super chat. Stars the comments, guys. I'm sorry. It's very late here. All right. Let's get to it. a dream match. I've been waiting years to watch these two wrestle, dude. Damian Priest, Drew McIntyre. If they'd have run this shit in 2018 Ring of Honor, different time. Sam's Town would have been rocking, Jack. You know, different
So
time.
what if?
Um,
so what if?
Now, I kid. The atmosphere is going to be incredible. It's going to be incredible. Drew McIntyre, of course, the babyface for one night only. The threat of CM Punk looms over the event. Judgment Day issues, maybe, perhaps even. One of those matches. This is genuinely, I think this is the sign of good booking. In the sense that, to be totally honest with you guys as friends, I have no fucking interest in watching these two fellas wrestle. But I'm extremely interested in what the finish is.
Yes.
That's professional. That is the lost art in pro wrestling, because usually I'm extremely interested in seeing blokes wrestle, and I have no interest in what the finish is.
Don't give a shit about what they do in the ring.
I credit them for that, because I mean, this match is whatever. I'm not saying it'll be bad. It won't be, but you know, it's just whatever. But the finish is fascinating. I have no clue where they're going here. Bob, I'll go to you after those.
Chat's convinced me. I think I've changed my tone here on it.
Let's go straight to Oracle then. The chat's got him. What are you thinking?
I think CM Punk accidentally helps Drew McIntyre win the World Heavyweight Championship.
Like Sean with Brett?
Mm-hmm. I think we get the SummerSlam '97 thing we brought up before.
Of
course, then it's the thing where like Punk has to do stuff with the Judgment Day, which is kind of weird, but
you can do it, right?
Yeah.
Wait to ease him back, dude. Have him work with Finn on TV. You know what I mean? Like,
hey, man, Punk and Finn would be good.
Yeah. There's so many finishes here, Bob.
He may not even show up. You know, you never know.
He may not.
But that's my prediction. That's my prediction. The match, it'll have a hot crowd. Gentlemen's 3, but the finish is what we're all worried about. You know?
Yeah. Bobby?
Yeah, listen, in the past 4 years or whatever, we haven't had a ton of, world title matches where we genuinely don't know who's going to win. And it's nice to be back to that, I think. For as good as Roman's title reign was, we're back here now. I think the big thing, you can't have Drew lose again, especially after he lost to Roman and did the whole stupid-ass Tyson Fury thing at the end. And, he's been on a hell of a run. I know Gunther has a match at SummerSlam, and if Punk helps Drew, then, that kind of makes the Punk and Drew stuff a little convoluted because that doesn't need the title. I get all that, but you can't have Drew lose again.
Chris, I think you're going to have Drew lose again.
Yeah. It's simple.
Karrion Kross again and work Karrion Kross at SummerSlam. No one wants to see that.
All right. Hold on. Who brought up Karrion Kross?
Bob?
That's who worked after he lost to Roman. I know he's got the Punk stuff, but
yeah, no. It's another math lesson.
What happened?
Gunther gets the world title shot at SummerSlam, right?
Yeah.
If Punk is if Punk is healthy, him and Drew is a SummerSlam match. You're not doing it at fucking Money in the Bank. Yeah. Therefore, Drew can't be in 2 matches at SummerSlam.
Well,
Drew can't win the title.
Oh shit, Bob.
No, I'm not disputing that. He can't lose again and be a big fucking loser.
I feel like you are
again.
I feel like you are disputing it. I ain't gonna lie.
No, figure that shit out after. He can't lose again.
Okay, so what is
he can lose again.
All right, but Chris brought math into this.
He did.
He did.
Good.
Because there is Money in the Bank.
Yes.
Holy fucking shit. Now this can get really convoluted.
Oh no. Cross is not winning it. I'm not.
No, Cross is not. I would love to do that, but no. There's a lot of different things you can do.
Are you pondering Drew winning it and then dropping it in Canada? Is that what you're thinking?
Maybe.
But then you're gonna have
maybe.
I don't know. Then it feels like it's a very long route.
I think the thing is like this show tomorrow, Drew has to win. Has to. And then Money in the Bank, you fuck him.
You fucking. Well, I don't know if they're going to go in that direction, but maybe.
So what you're saying is Bridges wins clean tomorrow, and then Punk funks him at Money in the Bank, and then we still get Gunther Priest and Punk.
No, not wins clean. I mean, Punk he's obviously in Scotland.
Yeah.
So like
Right.
Punk is like, we're gonna get that 97 HBK Taker Brett.
Okay, yeah.
But then Drew's reign is only gonna be like a month.
I just feel like then you're just. I just feel like you're just booking for one particular crowd in that sense, and that's. The betting though, Oracle, the betting odds do actually favor you because Drew is favored to win, but Punk is favored to interfere in the match.
Punk's okay. I'm breaking any news here. I'm confident in saying Punk's pretty much ready to go, guys. He's not only is he probably going to be there tomorrow, almost certainly going to be there tomorrow. I'm pretty sure if they needed him to, he could wrestle like next week. So Punk's health is not an issue. To those asking in the chat, from as far as I know, I'm not his doctor anymore. So that was a whole thing called.
Right.
But
how much did you get out of that?
Not enough. So I don't know. I'm very torn on this, Bob. I'm going to be honest, Bob. If we were doing this in person, I thought you'd have punched me in the face by now. You look really mad. Look at him; he's still shaking his head. Bob,
you can't lose again. And no, here's the thing too. I picked none of the other Scottish people to win, and if they do go 0-3, then having them on the show and having them all lose in their home country is the same shit they used to do.
Oh, you're getting nasty now. If they get a Punk thing, would that not be a good reaction though? Punk getting heat to close Clash, ruining Drew's big moment.
And then we could have Michael Cole going, I don't understand. Like when JR did it at the end of SummerSlam 97. I don't understand.
This is true. Punk has caused Drew, and he's had the one up on Drew a lot, right? Obviously the start.
Yeah. I think Drew's gonna win the match when they eventually wrestle.
Right.
So I think that's where he gets his comeuppance. And you continue like Drew this entire time during the Seth feud. And even now in this Priest feud, his thing is always he's been telling these guys that they're too focused on other things. Seth, it was the Cody tag match. Priest, it's all the bullshit with Judgment Day. All the while he's distracted by Punk. He got caught yelling at Michael Cole about something a couple weeks ago and got chokeslammed through a table.
What if Drew's ultimate comeuppance? Who was the person who delivered to Drew his new contract?
Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, the final boss.
What if none of this fucking makes sense? What if Drew at one point in time is gonna fucking beat The Rock?
Well, hold on. All right. Everyone calm down. Can everyone just take a half step back, okay? Jack, calm down. It's late. Right?
I will not calm down because it
You
makes
won't,
sense. Dwayne The Rock fucking delivered Drew his new contract.
Listen to me. No one who worked LaBoom for Evolve has ever beaten Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. I tell you that for a fact right now. Not ever. Never. Not happening.
Wait a minute now.
Yeah,
Clip
take
that.
it easy.
I want someone to clip that for like 2-3 years from now.
He ain't beating him either. I'm not sure Dwayne's rushing to get pinned by anyone, bro. I'll be real with you.
Dwayne's going to be world heavyweight champion.
He's absolutely going to win that belt. Yeah.
Oh,
yes, he is.
When whoever pins Dwayne, it will be like, the finish will be 8 different pieces. I love LaBoom. Let me be clear, folks. Feel free to bring the late night Grin in for a hot live show. Live chat's on fire. We'll leave that there. Bob, I still feel like you haven't fully expressed this sort of internal rage that I'm feeling right now. I believe at one point there's a quote here in the chat. I want to say, It was he can't lose again and be a big fucking loser.
True.
Okay, so if he wins and then drops the title 3 weeks later at Money in the Bank, how is he like that much less of a loser?
He's not from Toronto. He's from Scotland.
Money in the Bank.
He's not from Toronto. That's the only place his win-loss record matters is in the UK.
I'm from Scotland, you idiot.
I don't know. I honestly don't know what they're going to do here. This is why the conversation pops me. The Gunther thing is it's a very fair point. Because none of these. The thing that makes it interesting is none of the directions have like come about some sort of it. Because Priest and Gunther is a weird match in itself, right? That's kind of like a weird like you double. But if it's just the way to get the belt on Gunther, I guess you could do it.
Priest, man. Priest.
Yeah.
When Hill brought up Priest and Gresham, I was like, that had to have been a Ring of Honor dark match like 8 years ago.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
For sure.
Oh, no doubt. Kevin Kelly talking about vaccines on the commentary.
I mean, listen, I'm not gonna lie. It's not lost on me that fucking Punishment Martinez is a world champion.
It's nasty.
Like, good for him.
It's nasty. Good for him. He seems like a really cool dude. I think he's a pretty good wrestler, but he is. Dude, this gate tomorrow is going to be disgustingly big for a Dame Priest main event. Like, when you're hot, man. It is what it is. Okay. Let's talk about this now for a minute because I've just saw Money in the Bank in the chat and it's popped me. Did you see that WrestleVotes, the aforementioned WrestleVotes, claim that Jey Uso is the favorite to win the Money in the Bank?
Please, God, no.
Yeah,
I think he is the one. I think he is the favorite. Like when he announced himself, I was like, "Oh no, he's gonna win it."
Have you heard the theory of what he would do with it?
What's he won?
But have you heard the theory of what he would do with it?
No.
The theory is that he would cash in to him and his brother. Look at Bob. Look at Bob.
Wait a minute. What?
No, okay. I'm sorry. I'm just
Joe, go ahead.
Bob's really mad already, and I haven't even said it yet.
Wait, what did you say?
The theory is that he would cash in alongside his brother, and they'd win the tag belts together. Like, you know, when Liz and Savage reunited, and Jimmy would say yeet. But as you can tell, Bob, I mean, you've seen this theory, right, Bob? You're not thrilled by our sense.
Yeah, I don't love it, no.
Who should you think should win the Money in the Bank, Bob?
Honestly, probably Braun Breaker.
Yeah, probably. Probably.
No! What the fuck is wrong with you people?
Why
No! He should not get some gimmick to fucking win the world title. He should just fucking murder people in one-on-one matches. What is wrong with you people?
I was really upset in the last.
Am I the only one seeing this with Braun Breaker? Am I the only one seeing the vision?
But the briefcase gets you to the big belts, Jake. It's an opportunity. It's a ticket to the world title.
It's a gimmick.
Glass ceiling.
Go and you know what, Jack? Go look at the guys that Brock beat in 2002 before he beat The Rock, and he won King of the Ring. But he's beating Flair, he's beating Hogan, he's beating Eddie Guerrero, Booker T. Braun Breaker's beating Ricochet. Those aren't the same caliber of people. So he needs
start feeding him bigger
King of the Ring, Money in the Bank, something. He can't just go right into. He can win the Rumble. Would that be okay?
Start feeding him bigger names then.
Sure.
Start feeding him.
Wow.
Feed him more.
Let's be honest for a second. Let's stop. Hold on a second. Have we ever seen Bob this angry on this show?
No, he's enraged, and he's. The thing you need to know about this, folks, look how angry he looks, and then add to that the percentage that must be subtracted for all Bob moments and interactions. Bob is really mad right now. I'm telling you, he could punch his webcam any moment. I want to, let's all lay out here. This is ISO.
Bob Breaker.
Bob Breaker. Just get all this off your chest now, because this is a moment in time here. Late Night Grin 113. It took us 113 episodes to finally get rage from Bobby, who has just sat here and let us talk all this shit and say all this nonsense. Now's your time, Bobby. Let's get all this out of the way. Okay, start with Drew, Bob. And we won't respond. We won't debate you. This is your time. Go for it.
Yeah, I mean, again, like I said, he can't lose in Scotland again. He already did it. I get it. You know, there's other stuff to, but again, worry about that after tomorrow. Do your moment and work from there.
And he's not from Toronto.
He's not.
What do you mean?
Correct.
What do you mean? He already did it.
Jack, this is Bob's time. Okay, Bob.
Wales isn't Scotland. Bob.
Wales is not in Scotland. Bob.
Excuse me, folks. This is Bob's time. Bob. Money in the Bank. Jey Uso, go for it.
Well, Jey Uso's not very good, so that doesn't help. I mean, he's been very bad this year. He's obviously over. They give him Money in the Bank, whatever. But there's a bunch of other people that should have it first.
Okay. And finally, Jack's Bron Breakker Brock Lesnar comparison.
It makes sense, but like they're not doing that yet.
Okay.
Do it. Then just fucking do it.
But who are the equivalent? Who would he beat that's the equivalent?
That's the problem.
Oh, Hogan and Ric
This is
Flair.
where Bob and I are on the same page.
LA Knight.
You don't. There's no one like. There's not guys like Ric Flair,
Exactly.
Hulk Hogan.
Yeah,
to-
that's true. Hey, there's Dwayne.
You got Cole Anderson and you got,
yeah,
Karrion
like at this
Kross.
point, you would have to call in Austin and be like, "Listen, Bron Breakker's gonna fucking destroy you in 3 minutes." So,
Look, we need to have a conversation. We're all friends here, right? No one's watching. Are we not concerned a little bit about a top guy coming across Bron Breakker and realizing that he's like kind of short? Are we not concerned about this? Or are we going to just pretend it's not going to happen? Like, we're not going to, like, Randy Orton is definitely going to see Bron Breakker at some point and be like, interesting. Nice little cruiserweight you got there.
I don't. He's not. He's fucking 240 pounds. It doesn't matter what his height is. He's fucking like 240.
Little fella.
But
5 feet of fury.
no, see, that's where we disagree because
What, on 5 feet of fury?
if you present someone the right way, especially like Bron, where he's just fucking murdering, his height doesn't really matter. If
Doesn't
he can
matter to you
go
or
in there
not.
and fucking murder someone like he can, and the speed at which he can do it,
Yeah.
there's
Yeah,
no
I
problem.
agree.
There's
I agree.
really no problem.
I'm just presenting ideas, Jack. That's what I do here. You know? Bob, you're a big height guy. What do you reckon?
I think it'll be okay.
You do? All right. I was hoping you were going to fire up and pretend.
I'm
that-
picturing Randy Orton like taking a Bron Breakker spear and being very upset about it.
I mean, I'm like, look, let me be clear. I think Bron fucking rules, but like, he is. I do think there are going to be some matchups where he does not quite look the way you would think he would, like physically. You know, some of those fellas
he's
are
not
big.
Carmelo Hayes, you know. He's
Well, yeah, but I mean, Carmelo Hayes worked Randy Orton, and it was ridiculous.
that's true.
I adjusted my television set. Yeah. Anyway, he's a good wrestler, Bron Breakker. All right. So who do we pick? Anyway, I'm going to pick Jack. Who you picking, Drew?
Drew.
Chris, you got Dame, right?
I got Damian. Yep.
Oracle's got Drew, and Bob. I don't think I've got your pick.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Drew.
All right. I'm going to. Oh fuck it! I'll just go with Damian Priest. It's funnier.
Also,
Former Ring of Honor TV champ.
giving the moment and then worrying about the rest later is Vince booking, Bob. Like that's
Oh shit! round 13. Let's go. Go on, Bob. False. Good. That's a good point by Chris. Actually, Bob.
Yeah, but so is having everyone lose in their hometown. So,
Well,
Pick
this is
one
sport,
here, I guess.
brother. No guarantees. Hometown, bro. You know.
that's why you have Isla and Alba win the tag titles, and everyone will be happy.
They'll be walking out, dancing in the streets. We did it. The reality is, like, legitimately, is they could do any results tomorrow and people are going to leave the show happy because there's just people are kind of jubilant about the World Wrestling Federation right now. It's the way the vibe is. So, like,
Yeah.
I enjoyed the spirited debate nonetheless. CM Punk will almost certainly make an appearance. Could get one of the great reactions of the modern era. I mean, we saw how split crowds were when he was working Collision. you're going to hear a sound if he comes out in Glasgow, because there's going to be a raw just excitement to see him. And then immediately there's going to be that kind of, that booing and the venom and just that controversy that follows him. He's perfect for that kind of reaction. But can't wait if indeed he shows up. So yeah, there it is. Clash at the Castle. In a minute, we're going to do some card placement business, because I always think that's a fun little game. And then we'll be on our way out here, folks. As we've been saying throughout the show, Bob, they've got to do something to that like button, right?
Smash the like button.
I appreciate the thumbs up. It's very helpful. Let's order this card quickly. Let's throw this together. Wait, hold up. Good point. There's no way we're about to pass through Jack saying Drew will beat the fucking Rock. I'd forgotten about that. That's a good point. Yeah. Drew, Big Dwayne laying down for the Claymore.
I thought he was going like Rock was going to help him win or something. And then he's like, oh, he's going to beat the Rock. I'm like, what?
I thought he was going to take like a long route to some like punk rock stuff where Rock is like, he's involved and he does this, that, and the next. But you never know where Crosby's going. That's the beauty of doing this stuff with Jackie Crosby, the greatest of all time. Should be noted too, Jack and I are in our third hour of the Grin. No,
we're in the third hour.
All right. What do we think is opening tomorrow night in Glasgow? We'll shout these out and we'll try and piece it together as we go. What do you think? Opening match, Glasgow. This is after the 10 minutes of video and Pill arriving.
Sami Gable. Yeah.
Women's tag titles.
Women's tag. Interesting. Bobby, you've been very passionate about these things tonight.
Yeah, I think the women's tag as well. Just to get the Scottish people out there right away, because it's obviously not going to be Drew. And I don't know, like they could have. It's going to be the women's tag titles.
I'm not sure.
This is very hard. I think they'll space out all the Scottish.
Yeah, that's where I'm at.
Mm-hmm. I would not be surprised if the first thing you hear is Code Rhodes, legitimately. Would not surprise me. Because, it's that old mentality, right? If you're not going to go on last, just have them book in the show. I think Bayley and Piper are going to be second from last, I think.
Yep. Okay, yeah.
That's my personal read. It's not, just me.
I think Cody and AJ starts. I think women's tag is 2. I think Sami and Chad's 3, and then I think
Piper and Bayley.
Dame and
I think we're on the same page, Oracle. Slight differences across the board here. It's a 5-match card, so you can, but we'll see kind of what they come up with. I'm very intrigued by one of the things we always circle these shows is pacing. The last couple have been a little bit better, thankfully, right? They've actually been. I mean, Australia was
the Battleground show, NXT show was.
Yeah, that was.
I mean, Joe and I were having to fill 20-minute intervals.
We had a hell of a time, but good God.
Yeah, it was a great show. It was just...
You and I.
Did you see Dave Meltzer gave the ladder match 2 stars?
Yeah,
the best ladder match I've seen in years.
We had a very different experience. So the reason is because the sound for us was you and I just talking shit to each other. The Apex acoustics fuck with that show for a lot of people. There was a lot of people that I did not like. We didn't really have to deal with that, right? Because we were just popping. So
right.
I mean, Oracle and I went 5 1/4 on the Good Brothers tag and just didn't translate. But nonetheless, there we go, folks. Clash at the Castle in the books. It is what we at, like 13 hours away, live tomorrow. So I hope you've enjoyed this. Hopefully we've been
at 2 p.m. Eastern, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
It was originally 1 p.m. Eastern, but then they changed it to 2 p.m. last week.
Cowards.
Yeah.
Cowards. I'll say just like we did for the Leon show, if something crazy happens, like if Mama Rhodes takes a magic killer, I will try my best to schedule like a weekend review. We'll just see how it goes, right? That's how we're going to approach these things moving forward, folks. We don't want to overdo it with the late night Grin. But if something monumental happens, or if there's a classic match, we'll try and do a review and make, and cover that for you. If it's just as we expected, usually it is because we're such world-class analysts, as Jack knows, then we'll just let you guys just sit for a week and think about how right we were, right? We just sit back and ponder how accurate we were going in. All right, there we go. Oracle. any closing thoughts on Clash, and then any plugs, any promotions, any final words, mate? Go for it.
I guess my anticipation for the show has grown a little bit after doing this
Good.
preview. As far as plugs go, I believe we've got a Grin along next Friday. Still, is that still in the works?
It is indeed. I can announce the lineup. So next Friday, when the start time's up in the air, folks, if Rampage looks like shit, we're probably going to just go an hour early. If Rampage has like, I don't know, like a Rocky Romero match or whatever, we'll go at our usual time. But next Friday, it will be a TNA Slammiversary Grin along. It's been 15 years.
Wow.
This very event. It's a very interesting time. Main event Mafia running wild. The lineup, Bobby, I don't know if you're booked. Do you book for that? Have you got your booking for
Yeah, maybe.
Okay, Bob may be booked. I know that Dukes and Manuel are going to be joining me for that. So Manny the Hooper, 2009 TNA, could be an issue. So it's a little bit of a quiet week for the Grin next Friday, but that's indeed next Friday, Oracle. Thank you for that. Anything else, mate?
Mick Foley Grin Grappler, June 25, I believe, Tuesday evening, 9 p.m. Eastern.
Fired up, brother. Fired up. Can't wait. All right. I love it. Also, I revealed this earlier. Let me put it on the screen quickly because this will be a good bit before we get out of here. While I do this, Jack, what's happening? Anything to plug with CBS Sports?
No. It's June. No.
Fair. All right. I know that because we've got such a big platform here at the Grin, I like to show the little people some love, Look at this thumbnail we have coming up. July 12th.
I keep trying to get this show on Paramount Plus, but they keep telling me, what the fuck is late night Grin?
Well, the big problem we had was they said we'll do it if Bob wears the cowboy hat all the time. And Bob wouldn't do it. He said he wouldn't disrespect JR like that. I said, Bob, it's for a streaming deal.
Bob, if you would just comply, we can get on Paramount Plus.
No.
Living the good life. Can you imagine? Imagine this show on a major streaming service.
They said
incredible.
$20,000 per episode.
And all because Bob won't wear a cowboy hat. We have to do it on YouTube and Twitch.
Yeah, like that offer is off the table. They said $20,000 per episode for Joe.
Yep.
Bob. Shoot got.
Nah, I don't think Shoot was
$20.
Yeah, we didn't work in it.
Yeah, Shoot got $20.
Yeah.
If you would just wear the cowboy hat, and I said Bob won't do it, and they said, well, offers off the table.
Yeah, man, it's all about brand. It's about marketing. Absolutely. All right. Any final words, Jack, or was that? That's a pretty good way to go out, really, wasn't it?
Yeah, no, we're good.
Great to have you back, Jack. It was a terrible shame we missed your birthday.
I was so devastated.
It was
but
terrible.
I wasn't because I was so drunk that night because it was my 40th birthday. I'm not gonna lie, that when that didn't work, I kind of just went upstairs and passed out.
It was in a weird way, probably for the best. What happened, right? Probably.
Yeah, it kind of was. It kind of was. Kind of was.
There you go. The Grim works in mysterious ways. All right. Anyway, Chris, tell us what's the latest yourself and Matt. Go for it, mate. Plug away.
musicandmoonsaults.com. Earlier today, dropped a new episode of Chris and Matt's Wrestling Podcast, where the first half of it was spent with me talking about my vacation to Kings Island. So have fun with that. I also, Joe, to let you know, I started working on a big board for a potential SummerSlam draft.
Okay, now that's big business, folks. Now, for anyone who's not aware, there are some of these on Chris's channel. There's a Halloween Havoc one on the world famous Late Night Grin that you're watching right now. One of my favorite concepts in all of wrestling content, where we draft matches from the history of the event. Now, Chris, you're the one with the big book here. SummerSlam has got some heavy hitters.
Yes. Right? Yeah. And it's 35 plus years of events. So it may be one where we split it up and do like a first half, second half deal. Or we could just, we've typically only done it before. I mean, we could
line them up. Yeah.
Yeah. We could line them up and have that way there's a little more competition for the good matches. But yeah, I started putting that together the other day. So
there you go, folks. Maybe that's something to look forward to. Maybe a SummerSlam special ahead of us. I love it. Go check out those ones from the past too. We did Starcade We did Mania, Chris, right?
WrestleMania was the first one you and Jeremy did with us. And then, we did Starrcade, and then the Havoc one here on this channel.
With Steven Jensen made that town.
Yes.
Oh, yeah.
He's very famous, Steven Jensen. Shout out to Steven Jensen. He's never going to hear this. He's awesome, eh? He's one of those dudes.
I love Jensen.
If someone goes to you, I don't like Steven Jensen, you go, oh, man, you must be real tough. You ain't going to like me much in that case. One of the nicest dudes around. Bobby, this has been, in a lot of ways, the Bob O'Neill game, I feel like. So, any final words, bro?
No, this has been a great time. I'm excited for the show tomorrow. We've done a lot of these dating back to Fed Dead kind of becoming a thing, like right when it was getting quite bad after the 2022 Rumble. And it's a lot more fun now. We had a great time. I hope everyone else had a great time.
I didn't because you were so fucking angry.
He was very angry.
What's your fucking problem?
He is, too. Bobby's
Why are you so mad?
At one point on this platform, Fed Dead Redemption was a 45-minute show where Bob would simply tell me what's happened this week and we'll explain why it's bad. These are now some of the most fun shows we do, these WWE pay-per-view previews. So it's cool, man. It's good times, Bob. Extraordinary performance. Yeah, I know, right? Don't know what he's missing out on over here with the mathematics and the...
TNA Grin Along next week. I might be there. Mick Foley Grin Grappler June 25th, and be sure to smash that like button.
There's some brilliant. There's some synergy there too, because he's right, but I smashed that. The likes better be up, otherwise we're never going to do it again. God forbid. Bob's thinking, please God, no. There's some synergy there because Mick Foley on Slammiversary 09 defends his TNA World title. So that's why we operate around here, folks. Now we have some big programming. We have that show. We have Grin Grappler. We have June 28th Forbidden Door preview. Big time pay-per-view coming out. That card is shaping up very nicely. The week after that, we have something, maybe Money in the Bank, I think, will be around by then. Money in the Bank. And then July 12th, officially announcing it with the funniest thumbnail in the history of the Late Night Grin. We are doing a very special Grin Along. We will be live watching the Prestige Combat Clash show featuring Roderick Strong versus Timothy Thatcher, featuring Shelton Benjamin of Robert O'Neill fame, featuring Athena, Amazing Red, I think, is on there. Everyone, Saban versus Shelley is on that card. And when that ends about 1 a.m. Eastern, 2 a.m. Eastern, we're going to head over to Sumo Hall. We're going to watch Io Sky making her Marigold debut. And it's going to be a hell of a lot. We're probably going to be on the air for around 8 or 9 hours, legitimately. Bring your picnic, so on and so forth. We're going to have a rotation of the lineup. Very exciting time. July 12th, same time slot. A little bit early, actually, will be for Prestige, I'd imagine. So that's what's coming up. As Bob has said throughout the video, please smash the like button, subscribe, and also comment below. Comment what you think of the Drew debate. Comment what you think of Drew versus Rock. Comment about Bob inexplicably inserting Karrion Kross in the middle of the debate at some point, and I still haven't quite figured out why.
That felt very unnecessary.
It was nasty both in that it undercut the argument and it was spiteful towards Jack. 1-2 punch from Bob, one of his finest stars. Comment something, it helps us out a lot, and do all of those wonderful things. But most importantly, keep grinning and enjoy this outro, folks. Have a wonderful evening. Enjoy Clash. We may see you over the weekend, but regardless, we'll see you next Friday. Have a good one, folks. Bye.